Welcome back to another episode of Generation Shock, Hurricane Edition.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
That's right. We're back, and we're in the middle of a natural disaster. You know it's going to be fun tonight. Oh, did he fix his mic? First question up. Biden just going in. We're hoping he fixed his mic. We all pray.
Biden, you already going to start off with me, Biden?
It's sounding better so far, Biden, but we will see
so far
where the night goes. Thank you for joining in, Biden. I hope you're staying safe during the storm. I hope you and your family are doing okay. We're just on here to give people who have power a little entertainment, a little, release from the storm.
Until hours go away.
Yeah, until the craziness. At any point, the show may just end, and that's not us trying to cut it short. That is just the nature talking to us. But anyway, we're here to have a good time. We're going to, that's what I've been waiting for. My boy. Oh, this is one of my dogs right here. He come to watch. Hey, man, he watches every week. Doesn't get to join live a lot, but he's here now. So, Chris, I do want you to comment, say things. Luckily, he's doing okay. He went through a hurricane last week because he's out in Puerto Rico doing some stuff. So, luckily, he's okay with that and everything. But
that's good to hear.
Yeah, we're taking our fair share of the hit.
Can you hear the background? Like that wind and rain is like hitting my window. I saw
your video, dude. You got like
it's worse now.
Where I'm at right now, it's really
came down.
Yeah, where I'm at right now, it's not really that bad. Obviously I'm further north than you, so I'm not feeling the full effects like you are yet. But yeah, man, I know this. Listen, it said it hit landfall at a category 4 and it has not slowed down. This shit is no joke.
It's moving like this. Like it's moving like this.
Hold on. So I'll give you something. So I own a home in St. Cloud, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Did I show you what happened yet?
No, not yet.
Oh my goodness. So this is the tree directly in front of my house.
You're on your PC. Can't you screen share so the audience?
I don't have an Apple one.
Okay. Wow.
That's the tree in front of my house. Hold on. If this would have fell the other direction, that crushes my house and my tenants that live in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Talk
about lucky. The tree fell into the road instead of the opposite direction, which would have been on top of my house with people living in it. Now, part of me wishes it would have fell on the house, not for the people's sake, but, it's not bad getting a little insurance kick from a hurricane.
Yeah.
But,
did you, for me right now, a bunch of my screens are being ripped, right? I'm like, damn it. That's just money. And the thing is, I don't know if I...
Biden, that is an iPhone. It's just an old one. Okay, it is an iPhone. See the Apple symbol, motherfucker?
Look at this beauty. Look.
Oh, see, did you get the purple?
Beauty? Yeah, I got the purple, bro. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I got the beauty.
Did you get the Ultra watch?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I think that's gonna be a Christmas gift. I tried it on though. It's beauty.
Listen,
I even tried the siren. On demo mode, the siren doesn't go that loud, but supposedly it's gonna go. It goes really, really loud.
What do you need the siren for?
If I get stuck somewhere,
and
if I get lost somewhere in Walmart, I'm pressing the siren.
You're gonna be that guy walking through Walmart.
I will be like, Walmart, somebody help me! I'm gonna put a bunch of like stuff on me, and I'll be like, and somebody's gonna help me.
Oh, somebody doesn't like iPhone.
That's fine. Androids are cool too. So
let's talk about the Santi. Biden, why are you always trying to get into the politics of life, bro?
What about the Santi?
Really? What about him? Like he's trying to be governor, big whoop. Like who cares?
Well, he is governor.
Well, he's going to try to be it again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So as soon as he brought up DeSantis, your mic started to cut out a little bit.
Mine?
Yeah, your mic just instantly went bad as soon as fucking Biden brought that.
No way.
Yep, your mic is now cutting in and out.
No fucking way. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's trying to send the hurricane to Martha's Vineyard. We heard, but it's not going to work. He doesn't have that kind of power. I wish he had the power to fix this motherfucker's mic. Jesus.
How the hell? I shouldn't have touched this. Maybe I shouldn't have touched this. Maybe it's my battery.
You say that every week. Buy batteries. You own
I got batteries.
BMWs. Hey, by the way, I like your hat.
You like my hat? You like my hat, right? That's you know this hat brings you memories. All I remember is you laying out. So like, I gotta go back to the hotel.
I got kicked out of Six Flags. What do you want me to do, bro? It's not my fault.
You were sent home from Six Flags. that kicked out. You was like, listen, you gotta go home.
You would get me in trouble. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yo, you seen the I've been, obviously the news has been on. You can't hear me?
I can hear you, but it just sounds so bad, bro.
Let me do a reset. Hold on, let me do a reset.
All right. So anyway, while he's doing that, couple things going on. Let me think about it. Right, we got some stuff in the sports world a little bit. We got the Dolphins beating the Bills in a controversial win because everybody thought that Tua Tagovailoa should never have been let back into the game. That was very interesting. Mike is shit. Quote. Were those rechargeable batteries?
I don't like using rechargeable batteries, even though
it's a weird feedback for both mics. So what are you trying to say, Messiah? You saying my mic don't sound good, bro? Is that what you're trying to say, dog?
Listen, these are the best ones, but I forgot to charge these. I use these for my camera, right? For my actual flash. These takes about 7 hours to charge, and they last longer when you're using it. So they're designed for like photography. And
can I ask you a question though? This happens every single show. So do you just never charge them?
I never use those. I just use regular energizers, and I got a bunch of them over there that I had to buy. So is the mic a little bit better?
No.
Yeah, well, I guess whatever it is. Anyways, so what were you talking about your team?
No, I was talking about the Miami Dolphins beating the Bills, but there's other stuff for us to talk about. It's just your mic's so bad.
Is it bad, or is it because of this close?
The crowd is noticing.
Ay, Dios mío. I might as well just use the microphone from what?
I don't know. I don't know what Chris is saying, but anyway. He's trying to say you have two mics right now.
I know I have this one, but I don't think this one's being used.
Well, he's thinking that's maybe where the static's coming from, is that they're trying to interfere between each other. But the thing is, it works at first, and then it kicks out because he does something.
Well, let me check something. Hold on.
Yeah, you go do that anyway, and I'll go ahead and I'll just keep on talking because Lord knows I can talk. Anyway, we got Hurricane Ian, which is, kind of a weak name, right? When you hear Ian, if you're like, oh, watch out, Ian's coming for you, it's not something you're going to be scared of, really, is it? Like, it's not very intimidating at all, but it happens to be a very big storm. And man, that thing progressed fast, right? When it was down by Cuba, it was like a tropical storm, maybe a Cat 1 barely. Man, just past South Florida, that thing's a 155 is where it topped out. You need 157 to hit a Cat 5. It was 155 at a Cat 4. So it's like right there, right before a Cat 5. So all our prayers and wishes go out to all those people on the West Coast. Hopefully they're doing okay and, nothing too serious going on down there.
Mike's still bad?
Storm. Oh, Mike's still bad.
Yeah, so it wasn't the interference from this.
Well, that's okay. So we at least troubleshooted one thing in the middle of a live show. Great job. Yeah. Anyway,
I just think it's my Zoom P4 that's damaged, and I don't have GSP on it. So, there goes that.
What does an Ian identify? Right. I will say that is a good one. I don't know if that's a male or female. I guess. Do they alternate names? Like I know they alternate letters. Do they alternate genders? Right.
Yeah, I think so.
It still goes from male storm to female storm.
I think each name they'll go male, female, male, female.
Okay, but
by alphabetical order.
But don't they have But I mean, I hate to say it. I'm not a Biden sympathizer at all here, but he kind of make a point though. Can't you isn't that like politically incorrect now? What if the storm wants to identify as a they? Right? Like, is it that fair?
I so want to entertain this. But the other part of me is like, listen, this is nature in itself. No, it's going to come off wrong. I already started that sentence wrong. I was going to say, this is nature in itself, and nature knows what it is. It doesn't need any pronouns or identification. If it's Ian, it's a male.
Oh, wow. You're going there.
I'm going there.
Wow. Okay. You heard it here first. Don't know if I would have the balls to do that. But anyway,
Biology
I personally think the hurricane should be allowed to identify whatever gender it feels at the moment. Maybe sometimes.
Well, depending how much destruction it leaves behind. If it leaves a lot of destruction, it's a female.
Whoa!
My wife is gonna kill me.
Yeah, you and every other female, you're about to get
It's an
canceled.
upset woman. It's an upset Denzel in distress.
You're not wrong. This is how ridiculous the world is. That at some point during hurricane season, there will be somebody who is upset about the classification of male and female storm names, and that it should be a non-gender naming system. I'm sure you're right.
Have you seen that guy that goes around on TikTok that asking people that want to be identify themselves that way, and he goes questioning them, and he talks about how biology and this and that, and then one of the girls just gets upset, and he just proving her wrong at all times, and she just gets.
Say it again. I don't understand what you're talking about.
So there's a guy on TikTok that goes around and he's talked to these individuals or these people that want to do gender names and pronouns, and they want to identify themselves as whatever they feel like, right? Because it's their right. Here's my thing: whatever you feel, that's on you. But he goes around saying, no, biology says there's a he and a she. It doesn't say there's anything else. And then she's like, yeah, but I want to be this. And I go, well, it's not. It doesn't matter what you want. It's what science is. So he goes around, he gets them pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say he's, it's like it's weird because I could go any way in this direction of these conversations.
Yeah.
But technically, he's right. If you go by the technical definition of biology, science, and nature, there is only either a he or a she, right? And that's for reproductive purposes. Right. Yeah. So I do understand if you go by that, then that is accurate, right?
But nature finds its way to adapt, though.
That's what I was gonna say. But we as a society, as a person, because we have self-consciousness and recognition, we're able to overcome those basic natural things, just like our society has, right? I mean, if we go by science and by basic nature, we shouldn't be on this podcast doing what we're doing because there's no science, there's no natural law reason for us to do this. We should then on all terms be hunter-gatherers, and that's it, because that's all that's needed in order to function and survive. So I do understand the other part of it, that if we can grow and do things as a people in a society and create societies, then why can't we also choose to break out of the naturalistic gender norms and societal norms or whatever else? So I see both sides of the argument.
So like to me, see, I'm this type of person. I'm the type of person that, hey, whatever makes you happy, go for it. Whatever makes you happy, if that's what makes you happy, cool. But don't expect or get mad when people can't adapt as quick as you or doesn't want to follow what you want, right? Because then now you're forcing me. I'm allowing you to be happy and being yourself, but now you're forcing me to be like you instead of allowing me to be me.
Yeah,
I think that's where it goes wrong. But like, if you want to be called they, and I mess up and call you he or she, you can't be getting mad at me, because we're talking about generations. I've been living for over 4 decades, right? So, there's a norm, right? And you're trying to change that in a minute. You can't get mad at me. And I think people. I think
you got to be careful, because you cross a very slippery slope. Because, for instance, and I know people are going to blow up when I say this like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. To these people, right? They will compare themselves to oppression, for instance, right? And that's like you saying to a ethnic person, well, because of the thousands of years of oppression that the white man possessed on ethnic people, you can't expect me to instantly stop oppressing the ethnic people, because that's what we've done throughout time. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in their eyes, they're saying, well, why is that acceptable to say that has to end overnight? But the way that you speak about me, or you classify me, or you treat me, or whatever else, can't also be changed overnight.
I see that point, but there's a difference of me calling, like, changing how I speak, right? Right? How I grew up speaking, how I was taught through schools and all that, how to say, like, how to use pronouns. I can't say the right pronouns, but how to use pronouns, right? To automatically for you to make it a change versus oppression and all that.
So once again, though, you're talking about systems that were in the South that the kids were taught in school, not only the home, to oppress people of a different skin tone and color, to use pronouns to purposely degrade them. And they are told, though, they have to instantly change the way they view and speak to people. But you can't. It can't be one of the. That's the problem.
But I think there's a difference, though, because
how?
All right, for example, if I'm going around being racist, right? I think that can be compared to going around and being what is there
homophobic?
A word for it?
Genderphobic? That's what we're talking about.
Genderphobic. Well, not even genderphobic, because it's a fear. A phobia is a fear of, right?
But isn't that what they teach you, though, is fear? That's to be afraid of those people.
Not to be known, because this is two different things. Racism and getting used to calling somebody a different pronoun is so different, right? Because racism is instilled in you to talk bad about the other race or to say something that. But it's still,
but who has the right to decide what we call individuals, right? It's just something that people instilled in people.
Oh, I get
right?
That.
What makes it right that you're considered a male and somebody else is considered a female, right? Those are just pronouns delegated by other people, just as those actions that you're talking about are things delegated by other people, right? So there is no real difference. It's that you don't value it the same because of your personal beliefs.
Okay,
now, hold on. So because your personal beliefs is that you don't personally believe that there should be a separation of color, but you have a personal belief there should be a separation of gender. And I'm not saying that's wrong by any means. I don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But that is still a belief in yours that there should be a male and a female, just as in the South for a long time, or throughout history for a long time, there should be a black and a white, and they should not be the same. You're saying there should be a male.
But that's
and a
two different things.
Hold on, but it's not. There's a male and a female, and they shouldn't be the same. Why can't they be the same?
I think it's totally two different
but
topics,
why?
right?
Why can't
I tell you
why
why.
Can't they be the same?
Okay, so in that case, if we're gonna go that route, then what if I want to be identified as African American, and I'm Latino, but I identify as African American. Now, do I have the right to do that?
Yes.
But it offends people.
Doesn't everything? We're not talking about whether it offends people.
So if I tell you, no, I'm not. I identify as African American. Everywhere I go, I identify. And then
in today's society, you do have the right to identify as that if you want.
Okay.
Like, why wouldn't you?
But I think if you do that, bro, there was a big controversy about this lady that she was working this white lady that she was identifying herself as a black lady, and she got shit all over it by both communities, by the white community and the black community. She got shitted on for that, and she was saying, yeah, but I identify myself as an African American, and she even lost the position she was in because of that.
So really the only true difference between what you're saying and everything else is support. Because nobody supported her.
You're right.
Because if people supported her, she'd be able to do, like, I guarantee you, if people support, because at the end of the day, what it all comes down to is what's acceptable at this present time. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. So that's why I say this. This is why I say, listen, whatever you wanna identify as, I don't care. It makes you happy. But don't expect to change me. And what I mean by that is, if I'm used to it, if I make a mistake and say he or she as a mistake, right? Because you identify as another, right? As they and like that, right? If I mess up and say he or she, you can't be getting mad at me.
I agree. They can't they got to give person
and then you can't go out there and try
doubt.
to cancel somebody because they just don't agree with you.
Well, no, agreeing is going to be different. People are always going to do that. What I'm saying is, I do agree that if you say something that is not offensive, right? Like to this day, like there are certain words about ethnicities that are offensive, right? If you say black person, that shouldn't be taken as offensive, right? Yeah. You say the N-word, that's offensive, right?
Depending on where you're at,
it's offensive. Plain and simple, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's be honest. It's offensive. But if you say he or she, and that word is still not an offensive word, it's not yet. I said still not. That's okay. Why, right? It's still not a derogatory word that I agree. They can't take offense to it. The only thing they can do is educate you on it. Now, the way it becomes offensive, though, right? There's a fine line in everything. Yeah. Is if they inform you that they would ask you not call them that, and then you proceed to call them that, that brings the same power to the word he or she as it does to the N-word, because you know now that they do not want to identify that way, and you're doing it against their wishes.
I think you're right on that, unless you're a person, like, for example, me, when I say things, or if I forget to say things, or I say it the wrong way, I'm not saying it with either arrogance. I'm not saying with any malice intentions. I'm not saying it that way. It's that I'm talking about years of me talking a specific way.
But once again, then it goes back to my point. If you were born and raised your entire life, and every single person around you in your life used the N-word towards a black person, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's excusable then? Because that's the way you were raised, and hold on. Okay. Your entire life, you knew nothing different than to use that word towards those people. And now you're put into a different society. You move from the country to the city, and you're in the city. Is it still acceptable then and okay for you to say that, even because of what happened your entire life for 20, 25 years up to this point?
I believe that, given the time to get that person to change, because the ignorance is he's lived in this own world.
That's fine, but my point, it's not about
now he's introduced to a new society. Now he's introduced to a new society.
But what you're saying though is it's excusable. That it's okay that he says it multiple times. He makes because
if he says it subconsciously, if he's just saying it because it's a novel comment. Now, if he's saying it like, yo, look at that person over there, and he's saying it in a bad way, like to like.
No, he's saying it as that's the way he was taught to identify people. So it's okay if it takes him a while.
For me, this is what happened, right? I'll give you an example. I'll give you my example. I used to work in this place up north in Salem, New Hampshire. I used to work in this place for a retail store, and the majority. I was one of few minorities that worked in that store, right? Maybe there was probably 2 of us, or maybe 5 of us, right? There was one guy there. He was a young guy, and he would always me and him at first. He was raised like you're saying, and he would call me like a spick, right? But he didn't call me that until we became good friends, or until we build a relationship, right? He never said that, but he always told me how he was raised. And then one day he said it, and I told him, I see that doesn't make me mad because I know you were raised that way. I just want to know how do you feel about?
See, I would completely disagree with you.
But wait, I go, how do you know? See, I try to understand where he came from.
But here's the difference.
I didn't get offended by it. I try to make it understand it.
You know why? Because here's the difference.
But wait, let me finish. And I said, you're not gonna offend me with that word, right? You're not gonna offend me with that word. And I understand that you got raised a certain way, and I taught him, check this out. I taught him that not everything he was taught was that the stereotype he had in his mind, in his head, wasn't white, because this Latino showed him that we're not the way he was raised.
Here's the difference.
So at least he knows somebody that's not the way he raised, a Latino.
Here's the difference, right?
What? Why?
If he would have walked up to you the first day he met you and said, "Hey, what's up, Spick?" That would be more acceptable than what you just said. Because here's the difference. He knows better. Because if he didn't, why would he not have said it from the first day he met you and he waited until he knew you before he said that language? He knew what he was saying was wrong.
Yep.
And he still chose to say it. There's a difference. If he would have walked up to you the first day, I'll be like, "Yo, what up? Oh, so you're a Spick," meaning Spanish person, right?
Yeah.
But that's how he was born and raised. I would take less offense to that than.
But I didn't get.
Hold on. Until like if somebody walked up to me and saw my tattoo and said, "Oh, you must be a Jew," right?
Yeah.
I would take less offense than if somebody waited to get to know me and then started calling me a Jew. Because the difference is you knew what you were going to say was wrong, and now because you think you're comfortable with me, you're going to choose to say that versus somebody who's ignorant and doesn't know any better and choose to say it. That's like you saying you meet a transgender person, somebody who identifies a different way. You purposely don't say a pronoun around them until you get to know them. You know how they identify, and now you choose to use the other pronoun.
See, like I see your point, but to me, I didn't let it bother me. It bothered everybody in the break room, but it didn't bother me. And then he got complained on by the other people around. But then after I just sat, the director of the store sat down with me. He's like, "Was this said?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, "But it didn't bother me because I know who he is, and I know his upbringing, and I know that he didn't meant it with any malice intention. It's just something that slipped out, and it's because that's the way he talks at home." But I go, what I'm doing is showing him that the stereotype he has of me or my people is wrong because this person is treating him differently. It's not what they taught him at home. But he still got in trouble for it. And he's like, you shouldn't be. I'm like, I understand, but it's not bothering me. I don't know why it bothered anybody else. And
well, the reason I just said is why it bothered other people.
Yeah, I know, but it bothered everybody in the break room. And mind you, I was the only Spanish person in the break room at the time. But I get it. I get why people that like when he left, people were saying like, "Yeah, but why you didn't talk to him?" I go, I didn't get offended by that.
All right. Well, let's we spent quite a while on this topic, but we talk about genders, we talk about races. So let's just jump into a random topic, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about the race change of an iconic character in Disney, the Little Mermaid.
Let's talk about that.
Right? What are your thoughts about the Little Mermaid being portrayed as African American or Black in the upcoming live action?
I can't wait to see it because to me, this is a fictional character. And I understand some people's point of view. They got raised a certain way to see the certain way and get used to seeing the Little Mermaid a specific way. To me, it's a fiction. I watched especially that's one of my favorite Disney movies, right? I watched that one because the music. So it's not gonna matter what race she is, right? To me, it's not gonna matter. Two, people making a big deal out of it because they're making a change, but how about I give you an example? Jesus Christ is not white, but everybody thinks or portrays him as white, but he's not. So to me, that's not how I see it.
Okay, so I got a couple questions real quick because I want you to answer them, right? So it's a two-part question, right? Number one, if you're going to change Ariel, why wouldn't you change Prince Eric? Why is he still white?
Is he still white? I don't know about that.
Yes, he's still white. So once again,
but he can't be white and have a black child.
No, I'm not saying that. Oh, but if you're talking about procreation, why not make him Black as well, right? Number two, or I got three questions against. Number two, if I remember seeing that correctly, her father's white. So the only character you're changing.
So is this a movie, like a movie,
live
or
action
an animation?
Movie? No, live action.
All right.
The father's white, the prince is white, she's Black. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But here's my big question, right? The problem that I have with it is that rather than Disney, right, growing a set and coming up with new material with Black characters, they want to procreate the characters of the old stories when all the racist white men were the ones creating it to try to fix the issues of the past, right? Like that's my issue with everything.
You think Disney's doing it to fix the issue of the past?
I think they are. I think they're trying to procreate. They put a gay guy in Beauty and the Beast. Now they're putting a black girl in, in Little Mermaid. They're trying to fix things that they know. They were a very racist company when they were creating these movies and coming up through their things, right? Like, I mean, the only black princess you have really was a voodoo queen or some, you know what I mean? Like from the Princess and the Frog. Like they're very racist. If you really look at it, it's a very racist organization through their movies coming up. But yet there's still their movies. They're not putting those people front and center. They literally go as white as fucking humanly possible with Frozen. Could you get any more white than those characters? Like Elsa and Anna are like the whitest fucking queens that there could ever be. They could make movies with ethnicity people and choose to do that, but why don't they?
Wait, where is Elsa and the other girl from?
Some white Scandinavian town.
Right.
I don't know.
There's a lot of white Scandinavian people.
But my point is, why choose to make that movie?
Well,
why? Hold on.
Yeah,
why not make a movie?
A whole new movie with but I think
they made a whole new movie with them.
I think Disney is coming out with a whole new movie. I think it takes place in Somalia, or they are coming out with a whole new movie. I think what they're trying to do is keep keep refreshing the movie, because Disney always does something in pats and to keep the movie going, to keep making money off of it. I think they knew this was going to create controversy. They knew it, right? It's going to get people talking. It's going to prove that there's still people out there that are racist, right? Now,
but my point is, some would say they are
racist. Does it make you racist if you say I'm not accepting Ariel as black?
Depends on how you talk about it.
Right?
I don't think necessarily, because you're just trying to stick to the nostalgia. But I think Marvel, Disney, the company, the corporation, they're on this movement because they don't have the ability or the capabilities of creating new content. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
So the problem is, because they can't create new content, they have to find a way to take the original content and make it more politically correct for these times. So rather than, for instance, creating new superheroes that are women or, transgender or whatever else, they're now taking old characters and retrocotting them into the position they would like them to be in order to fill a narrative that they want their company to currently go. All I'm saying is, dude,
create new content,
create new ones. That's all. I don't see the big deal in it. Like, I don't have a problem with women superheroes. I don't got a problem with doing, ethnicity characters. Like Moana was fucking awesome. One of my favorite movies, right? Like, I love that shit. But I don't think you need to take what was already done and convert it. Like, because here's my thing. And I know it sounds silly. The only reason you could take any Disney princess on Earth, probably, I wouldn't have a bigger problem with it as Ariel. And my only reason I say that is the red hair. Like, she
can't be.
Where in nature do you see a naturally redheaded black woman? There's blondes. There's dark hair.
But we have not been everywhere in the world. Have you?
I get it, but I've never seen it. I've seen blonde. I've seen brown.
Maybe Disney's seen it.
Like I said, I've seen blonde. I've seen brown. I've seen every hair color imaginable to man.
Natural, but we're talking about natural.
Yeah, but red is the red hair is usually a condition of very pale complexion, fair skin. Like it's synonymous with it, right? So that's, I know. But now we're being
stereotypical.
I am, but that's just genetics, like you talked about.
Again, we haven't been all over the world
to
see that.
Yeah. You're right.
Right. But I didn't know that. I thought they changed the whole family.
No.
So they only changed Ariel. So they knew what they were doing. They know exactly what they were doing. They knew because.
But I
just think, hey, Disney, stop trying to fix the past. Stop trying to fix the past and just work going towards the future.
Yeah, but there's some. I get it, and I'm fine with that. I just think they could have found a new character. That's all. Like, create a new character. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like, develop something new.
But even they did the same thing with the genie. I didn't have a problem with Will Smith being the genie.
Neither did I. I just had
a problem that you cannot replace Robin Williams.
Yeah, but that's regardless. But I didn't have a problem with Will Smith. You know why?
Why?
That character can be anything it wants to be.
But why can't Ariel be anything? It's a character.
Because
right?
it's not a genie.
So there's not a mermaid. So what? They're fictional. So who gives a fuck what race they are?
Mermaids and genies were real at one point.
Oh, okay. So now genies were blue.
And they can be any skin tone they wanted because they're a genie. Yeah. They have magical powers.
Yeah, so I just think they were fictional characters. People are just blowing this shit out of proportion. But again, this is exactly what Disney wanted to do to get people talking about the movie.
Yeah, but
this is what's going to happen. People that are going to want to see it who are big fans of it, right? And then there's people who hate them, who hate the new character, are going to go see it anyway. So it's a win-win.
What it comes down to is this. I think it tells you that Disney had always, from day one, wanted Ariel to be black, and the studio heads wouldn't let it.
Possibly. That's a great point. That's a great point.
That the creator of it.
Why the father? But why the father be white and the child black?
That's something because
they should have just gone with the whole family black.
Because maybe they still could only get so much from the studio heads. But they probably always wanted to be this way, and they couldn't.
Well, remember, is this gonna be? Did you watch The Lion King, the real, like the movie, not the actual
live action?
The live action?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
It was
well, it was animal, so that's nothing you.
You know why I didn't like it though? Like to me, it cut out the best parts of the show,
like the singing with the Scar.
Yeah, like it's
was Scar singing?
Scar, but not just Scar, but like Timon and Pumbaa. Hey, hungry for a big pig? You could be a big pig too.
Yeah.
Oi, like
yeah.
there's iconic parts of that
a
movie.
lot of that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think they should have cut out. That it's a little disappointing. Like that's to me as a child were one of the best parts of the movie. So I don't want that taken away.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to bring up something about the hurricane. I think it's crazy.
Well, it's funny, underwater hurricane.
Yeah, and I want your opinion on it, right? And maybe this is just the way like society is, and then people like, for example, people who work in the rescue industry or people who volunteer, right, in that field, do it because that's in them to do it, right? They want to go rescue people, and it's them to be that type of person. But I think, right, if you were told to evacuate and you decided to stay and now you're fucking stuck, fuck it, you're stuck.
Oh, so they should just die?
I mean, they told you to leave the fucking place. There's a hurricane coming. You decided to stay. I mean, am I wrong?
Yes.
Why?
Because you don't know their circumstances.
Because now you're putting other people in danger to
go
rescue.
What if the person has medical conditions?
Now that's different though. But
you're not saying that.
But no, wait,
you're just blindly painting a picture.
No,
if you're told to evacuate and you didn't evacuate,
if you're capable,
to die.
All right, listen. If you're capable, let me rephrase that. If you're capable of, and you have no physical reason why you have to stay at home and all that, or in a hospital and all that, and you're capable, you can move.
What's up, Mr. Terry? This, by the way, I decided to have a joining guest in the middle of the show.
What's up, man?
So this is actually my co-host for my fantasy football podcast.
Look at the weather in the background. It's awesome.
Fantasy edition. Oh no, that's a little inside joke for those fantasy football people like Mr. Chris, if he's still on here. Chris has been on here a little bit watching the show there, Terry.
What's up,
Terry,
Chris?
Terry, meet Lewis. Lewis, meet Terry. I got both my co-hosts with me today.
What's up, Lewis? Man, I'm loving that NBA Jam machine back there. I gotta get me one of those.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I want my next one's to get Mortal Kombat, but this room's too small to put another machine in here.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a tough life you live, Terry, when you have like rooms for video games.
Right?
He's so stupid.
You have a his and hers BMW in the driveway. Well, in the garage tonight because of the hurricane.
I never put it in the driveway, anyways. It's always in the garage.
Yeah. So
where do you live? Yeah. You down in Florida?
Yeah. He's over in Poinciana, near Poinciana area.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Chris said, "Yo, snap, Terry."
Oh snap, not yo snap.
I say what I want. Yo, gabba gabba.
So back to the hurricane, right? So I believe if you're capable and you were told to evacuate, now your ass is stranded, you should just stay there. because now you're putting other people's lives at stake when you were told to leave.
What do you think about that, Terry?
Well,
you think
but
if you were
also,
told to
let me finish.
evacuate?
No, wait. What about the people where I didn't know that this happens in Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay, the hurricane sucks all the water out, and it dries the fucking land, right? And
oh my God! You make me want to wring my neck,
bro. I'm not a scientist.
Hold on, but you say that. But listen to the way you talk. You drive like I love listening to you because you make it such a broad picture. This doesn't happen on every single hurricane.
As lately, it's been happening a lot in last hurricanes.
No,
it sucks all the water out.
No, this just happened to be the conditions of this specific storm.
Nope.
Yes.
Because it happens a lot in Tampa. I was told. And then I watched it today.
They're lying to you. It happened in this specific storm.
Oh shit! It is true.
It happened in this specific storm because of where the storm hit land versus where Tampa is, and the pressure is pulling the water to where it's hitting landfall and pulling it away from Tampa. If the storm went further north, that shit's gonna fucking flood.
Now that you got a scientific fact down, here's the thing though: there are people actually walking the fucking the beach or that bay. Should you be rescued if that water comes rushing at you?
No, that's
being a
different.
Dumbass.
That's stupidity.
Same shit.
Staying in your home during a hurricane is not stupidity.
When you were told to evacuate?
Yes, that's still not stupidity. Going out into the ocean that you know is supposed to be filled up above your head just because it disappeared for a couple hours in the middle of a hurricane, that's stupidity. You deserve to die.
Well, at least we know they don't throw people in the bay. Because that would have said bodies.
Could you imagine if bodies of just, oh my God. What do you think about this, Terry? Crazy. Do you think that if you're told you have to evacuate and you don't evacuate, capable, do you think your life is deserved to be saved?
Man, I will never wish anybody dies. Of course, that's what you're basically saying.
It was obviously
you stuck there. You're a dumbass.
Yeah. I think it depends on the circumstances, right? Like, I mean, it's too easy to say, hey, you gotta evacuate, you gotta pick up all your things and go. But when you start thinking about, okay, what do I need to take with me? What do I need to take? Especially here in Florida, where we have gone through. Oh, here's this big hurricane is coming, and then everybody gets ready, everybody does all these things, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
So
oh my God.
What happened?
What happened?
Aaron Judge, his
oh
number
my
61.
God, history.
Did he get the 62? That was 61, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 61.
See, I think they gave it to him. That looked like they gave it to him.
It's been 8 games, motherfucker, before he's hit one. They didn't give him shit.
Yeah,
they were trying to stop him.
Yeah. It's the,
so he breaks 62. Who's that? Barry Bonds?
No, he hit 61, which is ties Roger Maris for the most true home runs in a single season.
Well, they need to drug check him because.
But the difference is he did it in less games than Roger Maris.
He's not gonna do that in a few years. In a few years, he'll come out something saying that
I know.
He has some PD, whatever crap.
Whatever. Just okay.
No, I like Judge, bro. I like him a lot. I think he's a pretty good guy. But either way, going back to the hurricane things, yeah. So I think it really depends. But one thing I realized today, because I actually been down there a lot, for soccer tournaments, and I was reading about like how many like channels are like down there. I don't know if you heard about this or not. But it's like one of the cities in like the whole like world apparently that has the most channels because it's like a boating kind of city, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're around that much water, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do whatever I have to do to just leave, because I mean that's truly. I mean, what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like I think at this point I wasn't so worried about the winds. I wasn't so worried about like maybe tornadoes, of course, but floating, man. You know what I mean? That's a huge thing. So, after seeing all that stuff, man, yeah, I got to give it to you. But the problem is, like, the rescue part, it's like, how are you going to get rescued? You know what I mean? Like, that's going to take a while. So, I mean, I've seen some pictures of, like, people on their attics. I'm, like, up here in my attic with my 2 cats. I'm like, bro, if it's just you and 2 cats, you should have
You could have gone. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
so now you're gonna get stuck in that attic and stay there too.
That's to me like like that's too much, right? But like somebody that me, has 4 kids. I gotta take my mother-in-law, my mom. It's like imagine me leaving, right? And then I just let my mom and dad on there. Screw you, right?
Terry.
It's like a lot. I don't know.
Terry, why do I feel like your analogy really in the hearts of hearts, you're trying to say being stuck in your basement with your 2 dogs, but you went with attic and 2 cats. I see what you're doing there. I'm not stupid, bro.
No, I didn't. You don't have cats, do you? You have cats?
Yeah.
You have cat check?
Yeah, this guy. Anyway, moving on. No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so what did you guys do to prepare for the storm? Did you do anything special?
I didn't. My wife was
Yeah,
like,
we know you did.
Are we
You don't do
ready?
shit.
I'm like, we have candles. She's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, that's all we need. And we got canned food. We need that's it.
Let me guess. You didn't even lower the level of your pool at all, did you?
I'm doing it right now.
In the middle of the fucking hurricane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing
It's
the
draining
same too,
right
by the
now.
way.
Oh, why would you
I
not
didn't do it
wait?
before.
Why
I
would you not
didn't
do
do
it
it before.
early?
Because what if it didn't rain?
It's a hurricane.
Yeah, it was earlier. It was just wind, and now it started raining.
I think for me it was a little bit different. I actually got kind of screwed up on this. I had I have a salt pool, and they used to have this filter. They have a filter that it's like what is that called? Like DE powder, I think it's called. So the way that the filter work, and they did a backwash where you actually had to backwash the filter, and everything was like set up where you put backwash, you turn the pump on, and then tons of water comes out of this pipe like outside of our house. So it was pretty good. So we kind of got tired of the DE filter, and we switched up the whole system to a regular filter, because the DE powder was getting into the pool, blah blah blah. Either way, one thing I didn't realize when the guy switched this is how in the world am I gonna backwash the pool, because he disconnected all the setting. So then I started reading about, like you plug in the hose right on the little knob and stuff, and I never dealt with that before.
You have a little spout.
But man, that crap comes slow.
Yeah, it does.
It's super slow, and I'm used to like I will literally backwash this thing in like literally like 5 minutes, like at least a quarter of the pool will be out. So and then now I'm like I've been draining this crap for like literally 8 hours. Yeah. You know what I mean? I told my wife, let's just leave the hose right there. So we took the hose all the way to the street and like pointing to the drain, and I'll just leave it there, and it's kind of going a little bit by little, but
I didn't even go to the street. I went to the side of my house and put it on the grass. I just hope my grass doesn't die because
that's what I was trying to avoid. But yeah,
I just got the shorter hose. I'm like, shit, it's too late for me to go get the big hose. I just put the short hose, and then the hose that I used to clean the filter, I'm like, I just want to use that, and then point it the other way.
Gotcha. No worries, man.
Yeah. But it is a little spout. It's a little spout, and I was like, "Damn, this is the last time I had to do that." So I was like, "This is gonna take forever."
We were talking about pool problems and all that. Check. Did you fill up some buckets to flush your toilet? See if water goes out.
I'll just shit out in the yard. I don't give a fuck. Let my ass get wet and all.
It's mad funny because I told her the same thing. She's like, "Do we have?" I'm like, "Babe, if worst case scenario, you see that corner over there by the fence, because the neighbors decided to put PVC fences on both sides of the house, and I'm like, so we're gonna shit right there." She's like, you stupid. I'm like, hey, worst case scenario.
You do have a pool, so you can grab the water from the pool. So
exactly. It's like,
that's the thing. Is rain. If I'm taking a shit in a hurricane, all I gotta do is spread my cheeks and let the hurricane.
You're gonna hear a whistle.
Like having a bidet. Yep, just like a bidet, baby.
Yeah.
What you know about that? What else we got before we start thinking about wrapping it up? We got something else?
No, really. Have you watched Andor?
Yeah, very
I haven't gotten
good.
it yet. I haven't watched it yet. How about House of Dragons?
Oh yeah, dude. They jumped 10 years. Now they got a bunch of little fucking shit-eating kids. This episode blew my mind. So many people died. Oh my god. I was like, is this the second to last
Spoiler
episode
alert.
of the season? I didn't say who.
I know, but I'm saying spoiler alert.
People die every episode. Get the fuck over it. The episode before this, homeboy got his face pounded in at the wedding. Bruh. Like, come on. But yeah, dude, like, is this the second to last episode?
I just hope it's more than one season, because it looks like they jumping. No, it's time jumping. Yeah, but I just hope, right? Because it looks like they're time jumping just to get rid of this. Is this only going to be one season?
No, they're time jumping because the meat and the story that they're trying to tell is the battle for the throne after he dies.
Yeah.
So it's the controversy between
It's it's a Dance of the Dragons.
Yeah, Rhaenyra and Aegon and also Damian, and all of them fighting for the throne. So the first season is showing you how it leads up to that, and then the next 8 seasons are going to be that everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, I just think that with Game of Thrones, they already announced. They didn't jump.
Dude, they said it after the first episode. The first episode aired, and they said we have a second season. So what the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't know. I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that it was going to do a second season. No, I thought you were talking about something else. So I just jumped ahead and said yes.
So why don't you just let me finish sometimes, bro? You're crazy. So yes, they announced after the first episode they were signed on for a second season immediately. Immediately.
Yeah, you know how many people view that shit?
Enough to get a second season.
Yep.
Terry, I know you don't watch that stuff because it has, nudity and alcohol and all the things.
No, that's nothing to do with that. I watch shows.
All the things of the guy behind you.
It's too many shows, bro. It's too many shows.
I know, it's a lot.
So many. It's a lot. Like you got to start with something new. But
I look at it like this: for every kid you have, I get to watch a new show. You know what I mean? Like I get it. You got kids, and I respect that. I got my shows.
Well, my wife and I used to look forward to laying down and watching a show. Every time we put the kids to sleep. Now, bro, I am so exhausted, man. I just fall asleep. Literally
especially
2 minutes
on Tuesday nights when you're staying up till 5 a.m. to do waiver wires. That's a tough life.
Yeah.
To do what?
Yeah.
Waiver wire. So in fantasy football, there's a thing on Tuesday nights going into Wednesday where you get to pick players that aren't on teams and put them onto your team. But you have to go through the order and bids and different things.
Oh, okay.
This guy will stay up. So as soon as it ends, he has first grab out of anything that's left. So it's an ongoing joke that he doesn't sleep because he'll stay up he won't sleep all night just so he's ready to make the first grab at waiver wires. So
yeah, I do go to sleep. I just wake up early.
Yeah,
but that's
I get it. You got those kids. I'm sure they wake you up too.
Nah, it doesn't work that way. But
I figured the young kids always wake up early. The older kids don't.
Hey, what were you guys talking earlier about? Somebody made a comment about that Disney doesn't have any ideas.
That was the Little Mermaid being black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll leave that.
No, that Disney. Shaq Boston said that Disney should get more creative. They're just trying to defend what they did in the past.
Gotcha. Trying to, yeah.
They're trying to fix their racism.
Terry, you got anything you want to bring up? And you can take about any topic you want in the world. You got free reign. What do you want to talk about?
Anything in the world?
That's what we do here.
Man.
This is Generation Shock. We talk about anything and everything. There's got to be something on your chest you've been wanting to talk about.
Did you guys ever watch? I was actually thinking about something today. So I've been watching, trying to see what the shows are on ESPN. Because there's been a lot of
Eli's Places
changes, and you had Stephen A. with what's it called?
Eli's Places.
Yeah, not that one, but I found out that at 2:00 they have a show called Just In, I think with the guy that used to be with Stephen A. before.
Which guy?
White guy.
The guy, the Dallas fan, the Cowboys fan.
I think he's a Giants fan. I think. Yeah, I think it's a Giants.
Kettleman. No, the Kettleman's a boxer.
Yeah, Max
Kettleman, right?
Yeah. I was just watching it, and he looks very similar to Greeny, in the mornings on ESPN. And I was watching that, and man, it was just so annoying. Yeah, that was pretty good. I watched that with.
Did you see
Eli.
that?
I seen that.
You see Chad Powers?
Chad Powers.
I seen that. I thought that was awesome.
He was on him. I'm fast. I'm like, that was pretty cool, man. I like him. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway,
I think they do a great job. Him and Peyton, they do a great job.
Yeah, that was pretty. Hey, he took a shot at Russell Wilson this past Monday. You see that? He was they were talking about the punter for Denver, and how great he was doing. And he's like, oh man, they should have paid him the $250 million instead of Russell Wilson, on live TV, bro. That's something. You know what I mean? If they start doing crap like that, I'm all on board, bro.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
The Mannings used to be they're nice guys, right? They know for the knowledge of football, their family, right? Everything. But now that they're getting into this, Eli with this funny crap that he's doing.
But here's the thing. If you ever go back and you watch things or you hear people talk about them, what you're seeing on TV on these Monday night games are who they truly are.
Who they truly are, correct.
Yeah, and that's the difference. They're putting on a show for the media their entire lives. But you hear about the stories that the pranks and the shit that they would talk about, how they used to, Peyton would go up and distract you. Eli would steal your cell phone. These are at banquets, like high-end, classy shindigs that everybody's, walking around like tuxes and shit. Peyton would talk to you. Eli steals your phone. He gets into it and he changes the language to like Japanese or some shit. So you can't figure out how to change it back. Like they're out there playing pranks on people and doing that shit.
It's just like normal people, right? They're just like, we always seen them like, oh, look at these guys, but it's just like pranks that you play.
Have you guys seen the Caesars commercial?
Caesars commercial.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Dude, my favorite line in that commercial, because it sounds to me in my head, this is real life, what they do, what happens, right? In their home, is when Peyton goes, Eli, stop guessing the helmet catch. The sound of his voice, because it's like you can see the younger brother talking about, hey Peyton, remember that helmet catch in the Super Bowl that I threw? Hey Peyton, you remember that time we beat Tom Brady with the helmet catch? Hey Peyton, like you could see him do, and Peyton being just, dude, shut the fuck up about the helmet catch already. I lost my mind. It was the funniest shit ever. The way Peyton delivered it. He's like, wait, I know what it is. It's the helmet catch. Eli, stop guessing the helmet catch. That was awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time that we can wrap it up. It's been about an hour. Got on here, had a little fun. Terry, maybe we'll get you on next week as an actual guest. We'll have a little like actual planned out, demographic of what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And
stuff. We'll have some fun with it. But
sounds good, man.
Thanks for coming on, Terry. You got anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Nope.
No, I appreciate you coming on. It was a good
Peace
time.
out. Nice to meet you, Luis.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, Chuck Master. I know you already.
No, I was literally just gonna ask. Do we have any fuck out of here's?
Yeah, I gotta fuck out of here.
We got the rights.